On the 20th of February 2026, a single Russian combat helicopter lifted off from a forward operating position along the Eastern Front in Ukraine. No escort, no formation, just one aircraft, one crew, and one mission. Within the hour, a Czech-supplied RM-70 Vampire multiple rocket launcher system, positioned behind the front line, camouflaged, mobile, and specifically designed to survive exactly this kind of threat, was destroyed. Not damaged, not mission killed, destroyed. In the same engagement, the helicopter intercepted and eliminated multiple drones operating in the same airspace. One helicopter, one sortie, a NATO-supplied precision rocket system gone, and several drones down. When the Russian Ministry of Defense released the after-action summary, Western military analysts who had spent the previous 4 years explaining why Russian combat helicopter capability was declining, degraded by losses, strangled by sanctions, and fundamentally inferior to Western platforms, had a problem. Because what they were reading did not match the narrative they had been confidently presenting. This is not a story about one engagement. It is a story about what that engagement reveals. About a helicopter that was developed specifically in response to what the drone-saturated, sensor-dense, heavily contested battlespace of modern warfare actually demands. And about why the platform that Western analysts consistently dismissed as the inferior alternative to the Apache has quietly become the most operationally relevant combat helicopter flying today. Start with the context that makes the Ka-52M's development intelligible. The original Ka-52 Alligator was already an unusual aircraft by any standard. Its coaxial rotor design, two rotors mounted on the same shaft spinning in opposite directions, eliminates the need for a tail rotor entirely. This is not just an engineering curiosity. It has direct operational consequences. A helicopter without a tail rotor is more compact, more maneuverable at low speeds, and eliminates one of the most mechanically complex and failure-prone components of a conventional helicopter design. The Ka-52 was also the only combat helicopter in the world equipped with ejection seats, a capability that reflects a design philosophy that takes crew survivability seriously in a way that no Western helicopter program ever prioritized. The side-by-side cockpit seating configuration, another departure from the tandem arrangement used in the Apache and most Western attack helicopters, gives the Ka-52 crew a coordination dynamic that tandem configurations cannot replicate. Both crew members have the same situational awareness and can interact more naturally during complex mission scenarios. These design choices predated the current conflict. They reflected a genuine engineering philosophy about what a combat helicopter needed to be rather than evolutionary refinements of existing Western templates. The Ka-52M takes that foundation and builds on it with a set of capability additions that collectively define a different category of aircraft. The centerpiece of the Ka-52M upgrade is its new active phased array radar. This is not an incremental improvement to an existing sensor system. Active phased array technology in a combat helicopter represents a qualitative step beyond what conventional radar systems provide. The system can scan a hemisphere of airspace simultaneously, tracking multiple targets at ranges significantly beyond what optically based targeting systems can achieve. It provides terrain-following capability that allows the helicopter to fly at extremely low altitudes in conditions where visual reference is degraded or absent. And crucially, it can detect, classify, and track the kind of small, low observable targets, drones specifically, that have become the defining threat on the modern battlefield. The optical electronic targeting system that accompanies the radar doubles the night detection range compared to the previous Ka-52 variant. A tank can be detected at 15 kilometers and positively identified at 12. The thermal imaging channel extends detection range to 20 kilometers under appropriate conditions. These are not paper specifications from a development program. They are the figures that define what the crew can see and therefore what they can engage before any opposing system can engage them. The weapons integration reflects the same logic. The Izdalai 305 fire-and-forget missile, with a range of 15 kilometers, allows the Ka-52M to engage and destroy targets at ranges where it is effectively beyond the engagement envelope of most man-portable air defense systems. The previous Ka Ka-52 required the crew to maintain laser designation on the target throughout the missile's flight, a requirement that kept the helicopter exposed for the duration of the engagement. Fire and forget eliminates that exposure. The crew fires and immediately maneuvers away. The missile finds its target autonomously. The 30mm cannon has been upgraded with programmable ammunition specifically developed for drone engagement. The rounds detonate at a calculated distance from the target, generating a fragmentation cloud optimized for destroying small aerial targets that would survive a direct hit from a conventional high-explosive round. This is not an afterthought adaptation. It is a purpose-built capability for the specific threat environment that Ukraine has created. The drone integration capability is where the Ka-52M most directly challenges Western assumptions about what a combat helicopter should be. The aircraft is designed to receive real-time data feeds from reconnaissance drones operating in the target area. This data is displayed directly in the cockpit, allowing the crew to build a detailed picture of the target environment before the helicopter ever enters the threat zone. The crew sees what the drone sees. They can identify target positions, assess air defense coverage, and plan their approach and engagement sequence from a position of information advantage that previous helicopter crews never had. This capability transforms the Ka-52M from a platform that searches for targets into one that arrives at the engagement already knowing where everything is. The tactical implications are significant. Time spent in the threat zone is reduced because target acquisition has already happened before the helicopter arrives. The crew can focus on the engagement rather than dividing attention between navigation, threat awareness, and target search simultaneously. The drone integration also creates the possibility of the Ka-52M functioning as a command node for the drone systems it operates with. The helicopter can direct drone assets, coordinate their activities with its own weapon systems, and manage the entire airspace picture in its sector in a way that no current Western combat helicopter is configured to do. The concept the United States Army is still developing under various research programs, using combat helicopters as manned platforms coordinating with unmanned systems. Russia has already fielded in operational conditions. The losses suffered by Russian Ka-52 helicopters during the conflict require honest acknowledgement, because the Western narrative has used those losses to argue that the helicopter is fundamentally vulnerable and its capabilities overstated. Approximately 40 Ka-52 aircraft have been lost since 2022, representing a significant attrition of a fleet that numbered around 140 aircraft. These losses are real and they matter. But the analytical conclusion that Western commentators drew from those losses, that the combat helicopter as a platform category is obsolete in drone-saturated environments, is challenged by exactly the engagement that opened this analysis. The Ka-52M was developed precisely in response to the lessons learned from those losses. It represents not an attempt to preserve the Ka-52 as it was, but a fundamental rethinking of how a combat helicopter must operate to survive and succeed in the environment that Ukraine has created. The original Ka-52 was not designed for an environment saturated with FPV drones capable of targeting and destroying aircraft with precision. The Ka-52M is its drone detection radar, its programmable cannon ammunition, its extended standoff weapon range, and its drone integration capability are all direct responses to specific threats that cost earlier Ka-52 aircraft their missions and their crews. The fact that a single Ka-52M was subsequently able to destroy a NATO-supplied rocket system while simultaneously engaging drones is evidence that those lessons were absorbed and correctly applied. The comparative analysis with the AH-64E Apache Guardian requires honest engagement with what each aircraft is and what it was designed to do. The Apache is an excellent helicopter that has proven its capability in every conflict where it has been deployed. Its longbow radar can track 256 targets simultaneously while the helicopter remains masked behind terrain. Its Hellfire missiles are mature, reliable, and combat-proven. Decades of operational experience have refined the Apache's employment doctrine to a high level of sophistication. But the Apache was developed in a different era for a different threat environment. Its design assumptions reflect a battle space where the primary threats were conventional air defense systems, radar-guided missiles, and radar-directed cannon. rather than the swarms of small FPV drones that now define the contested airspace above the Eastern Front. The Apache has no ejection seats. It has no coaxial rotor. It has no active phased array radar with drone detection capability. It has no programmable ammunition designed for drone engagement. And it has no organic integration with reconnaissance drone data feeds in the way that the Ka-52M has been designed to exploit. The Gray Eagle drone that operates alongside Apache units provides reconnaissance capability, but the integration between the manned helicopter and the unmanned aircraft is a coordination arrangement rather than the direct cockpit data feed that the Ka-52M incorporates. The Apache crew is informed by what the Gray Eagle sees. The Ka-52M crew sees it directly. The Chinese procurement decision deserves examination because it carries information beyond its commercial dimension. China is investing heavily in its own military aviation programs and has access to its own significant defense research and development capability. A country with those resources making a decision to purchase 48 Ka-52M helicopters is not making a purchase of convenience. It is making a judgment that the Ka-52M represents capabilities that China either cannot replicate domestically in the required timeframe or considers more advanced than what Chinese programs currently produce. That judgment, from a nation with the strategic sophistication and the military investment of China, is a meaningful data point about where the Ka-52M stands relative to current alternatives. A weapon system that China buys does not need Western endorsement to be considered competitive. The procurement decision itself is the endorsement. The strategic picture that the Ka-52M represents is not primarily about one helicopter type versus another. It is about the adaptation cycle that modern warfare demands and which country is currently winning it. The battlespace that Ukraine created, dense with sensors, saturated with drones, dominated by electronic warfare, killed helicopters that were designed for a different environment. Russia watched that happen, analyzed the specific causes of each loss, and built a helicopter that addresses those causes directly. The Ka-52M is the product of that analysis. It exists because the previous generation proved insufficient and someone decided to build something sufficient. Western helicopter programs have not gone through that same cycle. The Apache continues to be the standard against which Western military aviation measures itself, and its capabilities are genuinely impressive by the standards of the conflicts it was designed for. But the standard against which combat helicopter capability must be measured now is not the Gulf War or Iraq or Afghanistan. It is the Eastern Front of Ukraine in 2026, and by that standard, the Ka-52M is not the inferior alternative. It is the aircraft that went into that environment, found a NATO-supplied system that was specifically designed to survive such attacks, and destroyed it, in the same mission, while simultaneously engaging the drones that were supposed to make that kind of attack impossible. The Apache was the defining combat helicopter of the 20th century. That is not an assessment that requires revision. It earned that designation through operational performance across multiple conflicts against a wide range of opponents. The question that the 20th of February 2026 raised is whether the Apache, as currently configured, remains the defining combat helicopter of the 21st century. The Ka-52M's answer to that question was delivered not in a press release or a capability briefing or a defense industry presentation. It was delivered over the Eastern Front, against a target that was not supposed to be reachable, in conditions that were not supposed to support that kind of precision, by a crew operating a platform that Western analysts had spent 4 years explaining away. The Vampire system is gone. The drones are down. And the conversation about which helicopter defines the current era of combat aviation has a new and complicated answer. If you want clear, in-depth analysis of the technologies reshaping modern warfare, subscribe to NeuroIntelE. Here we break down what is changing on the battlefield and why it matters.